Okay, so we should be live.
Yeah. Right. Happy Monday, everyone. What's up, André? Got a few things to go over. Can go over my trades from last week. On the second trade, I was a little bit too oversized, and then I ended up taking a stop before YM ended up moving higher. So I still ended down on the day, but you had a nice trading session Friday, right?
Yeah, I execution on my last trade. So I think I took 3 trades. 3 trades total. 2 of the first ones were winners. Actually, first one was like a decent winner. Second one was almost break even, just slightly into profit. Third one was arguably the most poor execution that I've had in a real long time. So I bottom ticked to short, moved against me, added to the loser. Once I went back to break even, I was like, I'm cutting it.
Yeah.
And just quickly, like some explanation on why I did that was personally for me, I found that when I make money on really poor execution, I find that that's like a little bit of like building bad habits. And I find that for myself, the next time I have poor execution, I'm like, well, last time I made money, I'll make money again this time. And usually it doesn't work in your favor when you have like really bad execution. So I had closed it for like slightly in profit. Like it was a little more than break even, but that's why I had closed it, which a lot of people would have been like, dude, you're already in the trade, just like let it run. But I found that for myself, the habits are more important than like making or losing money on any day, which sounds like
I do
know that
agree.
it's
You can only get lucky a few amount of times before it will bite.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just letting the guys know in the Discord, we are live. We are going to have a countdown coming soon, so we'll be live at the post. But I want to walk through my trades because I think this is what we do.
That would be good.
It's what I like to do because, a lot of the times traders will, and this is what you'll see. I always show my wins and my losses. There's no point only showing wins because first of all, foremost, I love this. Let me actually reshare my screen. I want to share an audio, and I think this is let me go like this. Let's remove that. I just want to reshare my screen. I want to show you this. This is what I shared on Friday after taking one. So let's go like that. Also share stream audio. There we go. That should work now. So let's go to. I'll bring up my trades. I've still had a pretty good month so far. The edgeful website is working again. But this was my Friday. I ended down 8K across my prop firm personal accounts, all my accounts that I do trade. But I was just oversized in the beginning on my FTMO, some prop firm accounts and personal. And then you see I took, these are the trades that I did take on stream. I only took the 3 trades that I took on stream. The first one was the TSLA loss, and it ends up bouncing, bro. If I just was a little bit more patient, I had the right direction with the longs, maybe just getting in late on in the day. And I was a little bit, this trade I was not too heavily sized in, but this is the second trade that kind of killed me. I really liked the longs. Ended up having to take a stop on that. You saw I was in at 980, got stopped at 910. And then this last trade here ended up working pretty nicely. And this was mostly taken on my personal. So I did take this on stream, and then it chopped around again, bro, before actually ripping. But that's just what it is. And my take was if I was a little bit smaller on my first initial entries, I would have actually ended the day profitable. But this morning, coming into the charts, already up quite nicely on the day. I had some DAX long positions. You can see I'm up 3K just to start the day as well. So we'll see what happens rest of the day. But I want to show you.
That's today. Great.
Yeah.
Nice way to start the day.
Yeah, exactly. That's the nice thing about being in South Africa. I traded the DAX in the London session. But I do want to bring up this so I did tweet this on Friday. Let me just get it up here. And I love this. So let's bring this up over here. So I don't know, Sang Lucci, right? The big options trader. So
of course.
Show me your losses. Show me your losses. I don't give a shit about that. Show me when you lose. Show me when you lose, boy. You want to show me your gains? Show me your losses. Then I'll believe in you as a trader. Show me.
I love it, bro, because a lot of the time on social media we don't see any of the losses, bro. We only see about the big wins or the big, big trades. We never see the losses. And I think that's something that I always try to put out. And that's great. Well said from him. But
dude, it's critical, bro.
I agree, bro, because you're not going to win all the time. What levels do you have here on ES at the moment? I've kind of got 2 levels that I am looking at for longs and shorts. So I do like longs above the 670 level on ES. I know you look at NQ mainly, but and then I've got some shorts back down below at a level of 600 yesterday. That's what I'm looking at the moment.
So I'll pull up my screen quick. So what's weird is that these levels from Thursday, the really big sell-off that I had, these were the Friday markups. I just kind of like extended them out, are holding like pretty nicely right now. Not that, like, personally, I probably would remove these. I don't like to drag really old levels into like current days, but if we look at these, this is on a 15-minute chart from Thursday's levels, like definitely some areas of interest here. I think those areas are holding a little bit nicer on NQ because NQ never like really reclaimed this high, whereas ES did. And to me, the area doesn't like look nearly as nice here. So I'll actually just remove that. And it did actually hold nicely here. I'm gonna hide my orbs for a second. And I'll hide my volume for a second. Okay. So, and I'm going to delete these. So yeah, right now, what I'm noticing, we have 20 minutes until the open, but looks like we're going to open within that yesterday's range. So let me just actually just delete these. I'm going to.
Google's up 4% pre-market, yeah, bro.
Let me see this.
After Warren Buffett passed it, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, pretty insane run that Google has had, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this in one of the other streams, but I was like tweeting about Google net, like it's impossible that Google would lose this AI race like over here in May, June, July. And listen, I'm not saying it like I told you so, but the fact that it hadn't been at an all-time high, it was, call it like at any point, even like just randomly in June, 16%, almost 17% off of the all-time high, while everything, NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, like everything except Amazon was like well into all-time highs. In my mind, I was like, this is right, let's pretend it's right here. Like, this is a great opportunity. Like, I've said this before, but I think Google is arguably the best positioned company of any of the large language models to succeed because of like the amount of data and like the integration that they have with all their users. Like, think about Google Workspace. They have YouTube, they have Gmail, they have search, they have ads, they have calendar even. Like, they have so many things that, like, in my opinion, is just not going to let them lose. So building a position, I've been building a position, and I've also been adding throughout this whole period. Like, I don't care. I'm continuously adding to Google. Obviously, do your own research. Don't just add because I'm adding. But yeah, Google well into all-time highs right now, which is awesome.
Sure.
But if we look here, I'll put back on over here. So it looks like it actually might not be because it's not really that far away. But if price opens inside of yesterday's range, Friday's high is going to be a great target. If we pull up edgeful quickly, this is actually, guys, if you have this playing in the background, you just have audio on, just please pull up the window quick so you can see what I'm doing right now. This is actually really important for people who trade ES or NQ. What I want to do is I want to pull up the gap fill by weekday report. So here, actually I need to do this one sec. Okay. So what we see here, blue line, gap fill, blue line, gap fill, right? Today's Monday. So if we go to NQ in the last 6 months, we go to the gap fill by weekday report. Mondays, 75% of gaps up on Mondays have not filled, right?
Yep.
What that means is today, you don't want to expect something like this to happen, right? You do not want to expect something like this because in the last 6 months, 75% of all the days where Monday opened above Friday's close, Monday has not retraced back to Friday's close on Monday. So now, if there is a catalyst, if there's something that happens, also, if there's no catalyst, we can still fall into the gap up that fills. But overall, I am not leaning bearish today. I can take a scalp short depending on the structure, depending on the price action, but I am not too interested in a reversal on NQ to 24,315 or on ES to be 6622. That's really, really key.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, look at stocks across the board. All of the Mag 7 on the green, and then just some stocks on my further watch list. I mean, we can see even Palantir is up 1.4, SMCI as well as Robinhood, AMD too. So things are looking pretty bullish here to start the week. And if we also go, if you go to that edgeful report that I do enjoy, and I think it's always on a Monday we bring it up. But if you look at the green and red days by weekday, André, if you bring that up there, the green and red days by weekday, look on ES. I mean, in the last, let's go to the daily time frame, so the extended market hours, and we go to the last 6 months, we can see that Mondays have closed 76%, or call it 77% of the time as a green closing day. If you look at the extended market hours, the daily.
Yeah, I'm on the daily right now.
Yeah. What's that?
So there's two different types of calculations. So I'll switch to the. So if you guys look at stocks, typically, you're going to see, right here. So you have the previous close to close. Like I mentioned, guys, I've said this a bunch of times. If you guys want to understand more a little bit about what this is.
Do you prefer the previous close to close?
I don't really care, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't really mind. I'll try to find an example here. Usually, okay, here's a pretty good example. So right here, we have the previous session's close. I'll make this red, right? This red line, previous session's close. Over here, it's today's open, right? Green line, today's open. And then finally, yellow line here, right? This is today's close. So if you see here, if you're using, to be clear, if you're using the previous close to close, the way that this day will be counted green or red is if this yellow line is above or below this red line. This is very important. So is it closing above or below the previous close? If you use the open to close customization, right here, you completely ignore this day and you're only looking from the open to close of the day. It's really important to understand the difference between the two. Mostly, honestly, stock traders, or if you look at equities, people consider green or red days by previous close to close. Most futures traders consider performance by open to close. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, whatever you're happier with, that's all that matters. But yeah, Mondays are super bullish, regardless of the one that you're looking at, whether it's previous close to close or not. But yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, perfect.
So
yeah, we all
go to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm going to go through and just like see what everything is doing right now. I'm on a 1 hour. I'll look at the last month here. I'm on a 30-minute now. And again, so this is the last month, like the window that I'm looking at here. Looking at everything is sold off. Actually, Apple's kind of flat over the last month. It's actually green, probably one of the only few that are green.
Yeah, slow and steady.
Microsoft down, Broadcom down, Meta down. Meta actually up pre-market. Amazon earnings completely wiped, which is unfortunate. Google is up actually pretty huge, to be honest. Google up 22% in the last month. Netflix down. Palantir. Wow, back at 157. That's crazy. Back at 157. Went from 157 to 220. Sold off back down. That's crazy. It's quite unfortunate. Now, Robinhood back at 110. Interesting. It was at 150 something for a while. Personally, I am more interested in it in this 100 area, ideally under 100. If we can get it around 100, between 190, that would be great. God, Figma. I love the product, hate the stock. right now. PayPal is just honestly like an embarrassment. Like, I don't know what's going on with this stock, but a good company doesn't always mean a good chart, right? Good company doesn't always mean that you should buy the stock. If you look at some of these companies that are very popular, great earnings, whatever else, does not mean that the chart is going to follow. PayPal is absolutely one of these, right? Fantastic company, but the chart just sucks. Like, not a company to own. I do own some PayPal, unfortunately, but honestly, I thought that it would have made a little bit of a move higher at least. But yeah, right now it's retraced. It's 60, it's at 61. If you go to the weekly chart, literally at prices from 2017, which is hard to believe. Uber is down.
Yeah, that's also not a good chart.
You know what? It actually wasn't a good chart for such a long time. And I remember being like very confused about that. Like, when it had IPO'd, I remember being very confused about why the stock was performing so poorly when like literally everyone that has access to Uber uses Uber.
Yeah.
Whether it's Uber Eats, whether it's like you're out and you want to come home, whether you want to go to dinner, like, yeah, dude, like it's like, I don't really understand. Obviously, like, profitability was a problem, whatever else, but still, I don't know. They've been profitable for a while, but now the stock has kind of picked up, and I would like it in the 60s, to be honest. It's pretty far off from where it is now, but
what does in terms of, I see a comment here. What does Figma do? Their stock. What does that company do? I haven't.
Dude, Figma is like the best design app like in the world.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It's literally what we use to do all of the edgeful design. It's what we do to create the YouTube thumbnails. It's what, I mean, we also use like Photoshop and stuff.
Is it similar to Canva? Would you say that's a fair?
It's like Canva, but way better.
Sure.
It's so much better than Canva, honestly. It's so intuitive. It's so easy. It's like not that expensive. You can like collaborate with people. So like you can have two people like moving things. It's like
at the same time.
It's like, imagine like a Google Word doc or a Google Docs, but for design.
Sure.
You can like collaboratively design with people. There's like any tool, honestly, like any tool you can imagine, you can do it. And like you can redesign an entire app. All of Edgeful's designs have been done through Figma. Honestly, I think the company is like fantastic, but the stock is just, they IPO'd recently, so like IPOs are always bad.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But yeah. So also, just so you guys know, the CEG company here, it's Constellation Energy, I'm pretty sure. So I have the $200 a month ChatGPT Pro plan, and I asked it what are the companies that are going to be the biggest beneficiaries from the increase in energy demand from AI. So apparently, AI is going to be AI is going to be really dependent on energy. Like, there's these different layers, and pretty much what gets like boiled down is like the demand in energy, and like if we need to have more energy, whether it's nuclear, whether it's coal, whether it's gas. I mean, not coal, obviously, but like whatever. There's a bunch of different metrics, whether it's solar or wind or whatever else. Pretty much the winner of AI in terms of the country is going to be whoever has the most like readily available and efficient energy sources.
Sure.
So investing in energy right now,
we don't have the flipping resource. We don't have the people to power to utilize.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to be betting on South Africa winning that.
Someone's asking, André, is your account margin or cash account where you own stocks?
It depends. So for futures, you have to have a margin account, even though you don't need. Actually, really interesting. For futures, you don't. For American traders, PDT, the pattern day trader rule, is not an issue with futures. You can trade as much as you want. So that's really, really, really key for futures traders in the US. Now, if you sell options, you have to have a margin account. I mean, you can have a cash account, but only if you go long or short options. If you sell options, you cannot have a cash account. So for me, I have a margin account because you have to. Like, I like to sell options, so you can't sell options with a cash account. You can only you have to have a margin account. So.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I do both, though. I buy calls and puts, and I also sell credit spreads. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting coming into the open. Yeah, we got the open in 4 minutes, but we are trading above previous week's VWAP now as well. We sold off quite heavily. I mean, on that bar on the daily time frame on, when was it? Thursday, was pretty crazy, bro. So we haven't rebounded completely that level yet. So it'll be interesting to see what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that this was is the bottom in, a sell-off of roughly 10% from the highs?
I mean, if you're on a bull market, yeah, you would like to say so. I mean, we are trading. The interesting thing is we are underneath that daily 50 EMA on the ES and NQ charts.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I was just a bit annoyed at myself on Friday. I even had my pre-market plan. If we can just steal the screen back for a second. I had that pre-market plan, even if let's go like that. And I spoke about it. And on Wednesday through to Fridays, I do pre-market prep with edgeful here live on socials, right? But I said to myself, if we hold these overnight lows, this is just on ES, we could see higher. And sometimes my like this price action for me was pretty, if you look back on it, it was pretty crap for me in terms of my trading, what I like to do. I should have just been waiting through the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the open, and then I would have had these easy longs in the afternoon. I mean, these were super easy longs off the opening range low, and then even you could have got long again on that pullback later on in the day too. So I was just a bit annoyed. But something interesting is actually YM printed a bullish first hour candle on Friday. That's why I was wanting to buy YM, because it was actually holding up better than ES and NQ, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can always look back and like kick yourself about that, honestly, but like that's really tough to be like, yeah, I should have just waited.
Yeah, it is tough, bro. Especially because
you can't.
YM, we actually didn't break the opening range low on the 50-minute opening range on YM, and that's why I like the longs. I should have just been sized down a little bit to deal with this massive range. We had, I mean, the opening range on YM was 200 points, bro.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but let's see what we do catch today. We'll see if we can get anything else.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not like super eager to take a trade here. I just want to make sure that like I have levels to go off of. I have like structure that forms. That's why personally, I don't really like to trade that first like few minutes.
Yeah.
I used to do it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I used to do it a lot. Like a few years ago, I would do it like
all the time. Like trying
all the time.
Like opening drive plays, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of that anymore because sometimes you just get like one of these.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, even if you were right, you just like can't afford the stop, or like it's like a 60-point stop or whatever. If you're trading options, you're down like 40% in like the first few minutes, and you're just like, oh, like this sucks. So like it's better. You're better off to wait.
I agree. You also sometimes do get cleaner price action once price starts to kind of develop.
Yeah, yeah. But we have the open here in just about 15 seconds. So I'll drop down to a 1 minute here just so we can get a little bit of a better view. I'm also going to add the labels to the indicator. There it is, market opens. What would be nice if we drop down to this midnight open first before breaking this previous day's high. Because I'm expecting previous day's high to be broken. If we look at the inside bars by open report, inside bars in general, but if we look at the inside bars by open, I'll go to NQ here. Wow, NQ and ES, very different results. Interesting. But if you look at every time that NQ is opened above the halfway point of the previous day's range, which obviously happened today, almost 70% of the time it has touched the previous day's high. So a very strong bias here is to the bullish side, and it looks like we're about to get it here right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna definitely get it here. I mean, maybe not on this push, but yeah, I mean, this is a very obvious target because the gap fill is very unlikely to fill today. And in this case, like, we have the inside bars, we have previous day's high right there. We just broke all the overnight highs. So the Globex highs we just took out on ES and NQ. Yeah, but I'm waiting. I'm not interested in this, even if we take out previous day's high right now. And by the way, if anyone did take this move, it was roughly 70 points. Like, you're probably good for the day. Don't try to keep pushing it.
Yeah. Yeah, even world index is picking up a little bit now. Yes, already up to 670.
That's
my work on for this week, bro. That's my work on for this week. Just being a little bit more patient to my entries. They'll come.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes I try and force things that aren't there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. NQ really ripping here. Tesla ripping. Apple, wow. Apple with a giant bar. Broadcom with a giant bar. Tesla, Google with giant bars here.
Everything.
Yeah, ES lagging right now, just relative to previous day's high. And looks like it's about to get hit. And again, what do we see here so far? An orb already in the first 3 minutes of greater than 0.5%. Something to keep in mind. Obviously, there's increased volatility here.
It's crazy how world indexes just react on American Open. Like, I was watching the SA40 index as well as the Japanese Nikkei. We're actually trading lower on the SA40 today, and then all of a sudden Open comes and you get a 300-point flush to the high side.
Yeah, dude, I feel like honestly the U.S. markets like drive everything.
They do, bro. They do. It's like that saying that America sneezes, everybody catches the cold. You know.
It's a good saying, honestly.
Yeah, Tesla up heavy pre-mark. Tesla looks pretty good for longs, even from an hourly chart perspective as well. I definitely think we could see back up to about 425, that level on Tesla. Let's go like this quickly. That's what I'm seeing on Tesla. Look how we're holding these lows here at 390. You know, that's why I like the longs on Friday. I was just a bit early, but I definitely think we could come back up to this next resistance where we have tested at 420, previously. So that's what I'm kind of.
Do you swing trade at all? Like, would you ever hold that position?
I do on some of my accounts. So, like, I've got a personal account that I will buy and hold stocks from like a larger perspective with wider stops on. Yes. But in terms of like my prop firm accounts that I can day trade a few of these stocks, I'll only look to day trade them. Yeah. But yeah, that is a pretty big first 15-minute, 5-minute bar on Tesla. I mean, that's literally gone from 401 to 409. That's 1.7%, and doesn't look like we're slowing down there. NVDA base is out here as well. This is also what I was looking at on, like, look at the 15-minute time frame, right? Dude, we are basing on. I mean, we could easily see back up to 196 on NVDA this week. You know,
I would love that. If we can get like a little bit, so I'm on this larger pullback. Obviously, I talk about it all the time, but I've been looking at Meta the most. If we can get one more leg down into like Meta 550 area, I think that really would be the extent of the move. I would be pretty surprised if we get to 500, but if we can get to that 550 area and then start to go and climb back, I would be happy.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, this is crazy. Honestly.
Yeah, we are ripping. Yeah, what Robinhood's up 3.3% into the open.
Wow, this is a 0.8. We have 10 minutes left on the orb. It's already 0.8%. It's crazy.
Question for James. I noticed your candles are all black. You don't use different colors for bear and bull candles. That's deliberate, I assume. Yeah, that is deliberate. So when I
do it too.
Trading, yeah, I prefer it, bro. Like I can tell you if a candle's a bull or bear candle without having colors on them. I don't need them. I do have them on the daily time frame, the different colors. If you just come to my screen, so what he's mentioning.
Pull up your screen.
I got 4 different screens. I got like
I'll
my
be
5
right back
minutes.
1 sec.
Perfect. I got my 5 minute, which is kind of like my execution time frame, 5 and 15, bottom 5 top, 15 bottom left. And I got the hourly, and then the daily is in different candles. But yes, it is deliberate. I prefer not to see the different charts when I'm looking to buy and sell. I just like to look at the price objectively, and then obviously my daily, just to see what the whole did we close as a bullish or bearish closing day on a daily chart. So yes, it is deliberate. I just find it takes away emotions when I am. And it's quite aesthetically pleasing, I must say. So, yeah, for both. But yeah, Robinhood trading higher on the open as well. I mean, NASDAQ too. So that's a pretty big bar on NASDAQ at the moment. That is a 180-point bar to the high side on the NASDAQ. YM lagging a little bit. So let's keep that in mind. Yeah, Kareem, that is why I do have it. I just find it takes away kind of like the emotions, and it's easy for me to see what I actually am looking at, right? So, yeah. Look at YM now. YM's lagging, pulling NASDAQ in a little bit down at the moment. So just be careful of just coming in and looking to that. Remember, I told you that my work on this week is just going to be patience going into the open. So I can even write here on my daily report card, right? Patience going into the open. Don't need to trade. Don't need to force anything, right? Always just have this on my notes during the session while I am trading, just to keep me up to date with what I'm looking at. I've got a game plan, right? Focus for the day, game plan, and then note during the session. Then the trades that I took at the end of the day with my entry and exit prices, and then markups on the day, anything that I'm looking at or potential plays that I missed, and then end of the day review. So we'll see how that goes. But NVIDIA is starting to hold up here quite nicely. I do like this hold of 180, bro, on NVIDIA. So we'll see what happens.
Yo, I'm back. Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Better than before? Okay,
yep.
Great. Yeah, ES is kind of noticeably weaker right now, at least in my subjective opinion. Noticeably weaker. I'm gonna go to
even look at
here.
YM, bro. YM's actually down from the New York Open at the moment.
I don't have the live. I should just.
Yes, you don't have the YM data. Yeah. So I was just mentioning to them that YM's lagging quite a bit, and that's what you will see with the indexes. In terms of the one that you're watching. That's why you have to have that edgeful screen up, just to say. That's why I was buying YM on Friday, because the other two were bearish, on the first hour candle.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be interested. If I go short, it will definitely be on ES. If I go long, it will definitely be on NQ at the moment. So I'm on a 5 minute right now. ES back inside of previous stage range. NQ well above. 65 points above previous day's high. I am not interested. Wow. Oh my God. This is a really big, massive reversal candle on.
I know, dude. Look at that. I feel, you see, Andre's wearing a collared top. I feel like I need to bring on my wedding suit for Friday's stream.
Dude, I always
dude, at Goldman Sachs, did you have were they quite strict on what you need to wear into office and that sort of stuff?
You want to know something? I cannot stand when people button their shirts all the way to the top, except the top one. Sure. As you can tell. Yeah. I can't personally. You will never in my life see me with not the top one, but the one you'll never see me with my shirt buttoned all the way up except the top. Never.
Sure.
Everyone at Goldman, which is reasonable, right? Like most people. Think that's normal. I think it's normal. I just don't like it for myself.
Sure.
But I would do like this there. And I would wear a shirt, no tie, but the shirt like this buttoned to here. So I would leave not the top one, but one also open. Dude, people would look at me like I was absolutely insane. And I wore like really like suede Chelsea boots. I wore like I wore like nice clothes. Like I think it's like nice. Because obviously like we work from home. So like now I work from home, obviously. So like I'm sitting in a t-shirt almost all the time. And I was like, you know what? Like I should just start wearing, I have so many button downs. Like I might as well just start to wear them again. Like especially on streams, like I might as well. But yeah, dude, everyone at Goldman, it's not strict at all, but I would definitely like dress up more than down. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll get back to the charts now. We got to throw a few things in between there.
Rapid eye movements. Oh my God, talking clothes.
So just looking as well. Like this was the level that I was watching on ES personally for myself in terms of the longs. I would like to, which we have taken our previous day's highs, and that's from the extended market hours. You can get all these indicators with edgeful, right? So if I just show you on my screen on the top right-hand section, you can get them trading view indicators.
And on the left side too.
Yeah.
If you guys have Ninja Trader on the left, all the way at the bottom, those last two, you have trading view access and then also Ninja Trader access. So we have which is included in the edgeful plan, the Ninja Trader indicators as well.
Sure. Yep. Bottom left there. So you can get those indicators, but what I would like price to hold above this 380 level, or 680 level. Sorry, excuse me, 680.
I would love to see a little bit of this here.
Let's have a look.
If you can.
Yeah.
I would love to see a little bit something like this here. Obviously, this is like perfect scenario. I would love to see a little bit of a base around previous day's high to see that like buyers are there and then look to go long. Obviously, I would not be targeting a 120 point move. I don't go for moves like that. Personally, I like to use, I think that it's easier to capture a smaller move with bigger size than it is to capture a bigger move with smaller size.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I will happily size up looking for a smaller move than trying to capture like a 150 point move, I just don't like to do it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't happen that often and there's so much more of a headache. Now that's just my trading style, but there's so much more of a headache trying to go for a 150 point move because of the pullbacks that you're going to experience throughout that move, most likely. That it's just a lot less, for me, it's a lot less consistent. So that's why I will do that.
You know what? I was so pissed off because look at I actually did well on my last entry on Friday. Look where I got in on YM, 45,898, and I was out at 46,384, bro. It was like 380 point move that I got for almost 400
That's insane. Insane, bro.
So, I mean, I managed the last one well, but it was that's why I was a bit hacked off because I knew I liked the longest and I was just so oversized
you're just early. I mean, that's what's good though. Even though you ended red on the day, is that you didn't let those initial losers interfere with your final trade to make up some of that loss. Also here, ES like closer to new low of day, NQ not even close, which is kind of shocking, honestly. ES selling hard right now. I would be interested, this is crazy to say, but I would be interested if ES gets a nice pop here. I would be interested in shorts. But I don't know, targeting this gap fill is like not smart. If we get a nice retest maybe of this area here, now granted this is going to be on a 1 minute chart, but if we get something like that,
why I'm selling off. Why I'm selling off. Why I'm down 200 points from the opening range. And
the structure is a little bit cleaner on ES here.
Yeah.
But
why NVIDIA is now also flipped red on the day. So keep that in mind.
I'm not taking anything yet, but I would love to see some reaction here in this area. I mean, a 6-point stop, or ideally, if we get a little bit of a higher move, or even honestly somewhere here, 6-point stop, targeting 17. Maybe even what's new hive day? 15 points is a lot.
And we've also just had the opening range set as well. So we're only 15 minutes into the open.
This, depending on what happens, I would not be too opposed to something like this, right? Stop above previous day's high. I just need a little bit of a higher move up. I'm not going to just like take a short here right now. I would love to see a little bit of higher move up, see price kind of like reject or consolidate in this area here. And specifically on ES, ES is obviously weaker than NQ right now. So
sure.
Yeah, I don't trade the YM, to be honest. So
yeah. No, I was actually looking at my stats. Most of my trades are coming on NQ and YM actually. Funny enough, and then ES is still green, but not as green as those two. Again, like I am from the point of view, and this is probably because I've been taught by, I watch a lot of Credelli and ask him I send him an email like once a month to ask for feedback and whatever. But and he takes his time and he says, James, if you long indexes, you want to be buying the strongest index. If you short, you want to be selling the weakest one.
Perfect. That's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, YM is the weakest one right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you must be listening into those emails.
Yeah.
You must be CC'd in those emails.
Yeah.
Dude, but yeah, while we wait for price actions to kind of just settle down here, is when you're working at Goldman Sachs, was like the work environment, like your bosses and whatever the guys you report to, were they quite like harsh in terms of like?
I have to say that it was like the most like cream of the crop like people that I've ever been around.
Sure.
Like, dude, I think that I have really strong attention to detail. People would like catch things that you could like we would do this like a whole project, right? Like we would build this whole model, put it into Excel to like create a deck, right? Create a presentation around it. And just so you guys know, ES is coming into this area here. I do want to see how it reacts into this like between 75 and 70 area. I do want to see how it reacts to potentially take a short here. But dude, because like obviously you have to have footnotes because there's assumptions and there's everything else. Like if the footnote on page like 74 was not like perfect and not aligned well, like they would be like, yo, you gotta get it together. Like, what are you doing? Like this, like we don't want to like spend our time checking your work because like you always have to like pass it back between like the other analysts.
Sure.
But dude, the bosses are so great. Like these people are like genuinely like the cream of the crop. Now,
sure.
One of the guys, I don't know if like I'm even like allowed to like talk about the team, like the specific guy that I worked for. I probably can, but the guy that I worked for he's like really famous.
Okay.
And he's like an absolute machine. Like I cannot even describe, if you send this guy an email at 3:00 in the morning, within 5 minutes, he has a response. He was the managing director of the team that we were on. He like ran the team. Wow, I should have taken a short.
Yeah.
Honestly, it didn't bounce enough. Damn. Yeah, that short would have been really nice.
Yeah, Wime's ripping now underneath opening range low. Wime's down opening range 190, 200 points.
Honestly, like I'm not really even that mad because like I don't think I would have taken this. Like I needed it to come up back into this range a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even really that upset, but I mean it does kind of suck honestly, but whatever.
Look at SMCR is turning. NVDA is down red on the day.
But dude, these people are like absolute savages. Like when ES new low of day, NQ not even close.
Jeez, look at that. Yeah, we're selling off pretty hard, yeah, bro.
What's falling right now?
NVIDIA's down 1.
NVIDIA's that's what's doing it probably.
Someone's asking, was it Tom Sosnoff?
Isn't that the guy from Thinkorswim? Isn't he from Tasty Trade?
Yeah.
No, he it is not him. No. He's not famous in the trading space. He's famous in the finance space.
Sure.
But
like, you know, like when you're working for someone, you still, if you're stuffing around, like get tuned for it. But if you're doing a good job, you would also like sometimes to hear like, well done, you know?
Oh, dude, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. No, you're expected to perform. And when it's like almost like a thankless job, you know, like for people who follow soccer or like football or whatever.
Bill Belichick.
No, not like Europeans, like soccer.
Oh, soccer. Okay.
Yeah, soccer. The defense is like a thankless job. If you do your job and you protect like from goals, nobody says like, "Oh, you did such a great job." They're like, "Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do." But then if you let all the attackers through, then they're like, "Dude, what are you doing?" So like, no matter what, you lose.
Yeah, because you don't get tuned. Thank you, or you're doing a great job.
Exactly. They're like, nobody says thanks to the defenders. They're like, yeah, that's literally your only job.
That's what you get paid for. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's kind of similar to what it was like, but honestly, the biggest takeaway for me was you understand at such a difference, like the capacity that you have to actually work. It's like you don't know how hard you can work until you work at a place like Goldman Sachs, because what we were doing was, especially, and I am potentially interested in a short rejection here. If we break, I would want to see some consolidation here. I'm not going to take it if it like wicks into this zone, just so you guys know, as we do our story time. But we would do we were working from 7 a.m. to 2 or 3 a.m. every single day. Like it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I'd have to be on flipping Ritalin up to my eyeball.
Yeah, I was just drinking like a disgusting amount of coffee, but yeah, dude, it was like you don't understand like the capacity that you have to work. Like you only know how much you're leaving on the table when you work for somewhere like that, where you have someone that's like, the way that it works pretty much is they give you a project that they know it takes 3 days to do, right? 3 like fully committed days. And on the second day before you're done with the first one, they give you another one.
Yeah.
So on that second day, you pretty much have to cram in that the third day's work for the first project into the second day, because if you don't, then that second project that's due 3 days from then is going to start to be like way behind. So you pretty much like don't have enough time in the day, and you just have to continuously like spam this work. And yeah, it was just like honestly unbelievable. I see a question here from Eddie. It was the asset management division, and my team had the most assets of any team in all of Goldman Sachs in the world. So it was a lot. James, what are you thinking here in terms of trades?
I'm flat for now, bro. I think if I take the longs here, it will be if I'm trading quite into that heavy level of resistance. I mean, if we just look overnight as well, like look how many times we've actually rejected this, even it's from previous days' highs.
Are you looking at YM?
No, yes.
Yeah.
Let's put it up here. Like look at this overnight, how we've rejected this level quite violently, but like quite a few times, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not too keen on anything at the moment. YM was trading lower. I think maybe I could have got a nice like momentum play there, but again, like my focus is just to stay focused on waiting for my setup. I think if I buy in Q up here, we could easily see it fall over before maybe getting some rise. So I do agree with you in terms of possible shorts there.
I'm seeing this kind of like, I mean, this isn't super clean. Like I wouldn't typically like put this on my charts, but something like this is not great. Something like this NQ keeps rejecting this 680 level, back in, rejecting. Yeah. But ES is making lower high, where NQ is making like even, like it's like, I guess not like a triple top, but like kind of. but ES is definitely more weak. But if we can get another, the thing is that the more times it tests this area, the less conviction I have in that area. So
yeah,
I wouldn't want to just continuously see it tag this 680 level, because kind of the way that I see it is the more times it gets tagged, the less weight that level has. Like you can only use a level so many times before it like doesn't have any weight anymore.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion, at least.
What orb setup is that on MES? It's a 50. I use the 50-minute orb.
I use the 15-minute always.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys use the 30-minute. It sets a little bit more of a base.
Sure.
The 15 and 30-minute on NQ would be the same. 15 and 30-minute on ES would be different. So the orb would be down here. The orb low would be down here if you use that.
Yeah, we're getting 30 minutes into the open now. I think this is at least I'm following my plan, right? This is a big thing about me this week. Just following my plan. I said I'm going to be patient in looking for entries. I haven't taken a trade 30 minutes into the open, so. Okay, but isn't the orb on the breakout? It is on the... I haven't got my orb alert on NQ, hasn't gone off yet. So I don't think we've had a 5-minute closure. No, we haven't had a 5-minute closure outside of the orb yet. Yeah, I've got it. Mine's waiting for the 5-minute closure, right?
Dude, the orb was crushing last week.
Dude, I know, bro. It was actually...
It was crushing last week.
And I had my DAX orb this morning that crushed as well, along with...
That was the 3,500?
Yeah, that was the 3,500. Yeah, on the
nice.
I took it because obviously I'm waiting for you to put in the MT5 automation. So I take it manually. So I was literally on my phone. I got the orb notification for DEX, placed my orders on my trades because I got my trade copier. So at the moment I got like 8 accounts, different accounts. So I placed my trade. I went across to 3 of them, and I made my bucks.
Yeah, Kareem, orb printed last month. Yeah, it did really, really well last month. Even this month, like the last couple of weeks have been like 100+ point moves.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll be back now.
Yep, sure. So I don't know, guys. I would love to see a move and a little consolidation here. I would kind of prefer something like this. I mean, ideally your stop is at new high of day because that really invalidates like the short thesis here. But the problem is all the data shows Mondays are very bullish typically. So you don't want it. You don't want to end up going short and then having one of these happen. Mondays are super bullish on ES and NQ. More so ES actually. Even on the SPY, it's pretty bullish here. But what I'm looking at, what I'm noticing, just so you guys can kind of see my thought process here, is first of all, NQ above previous day's high, ES within previous day's range. NQ continuously rejecting this area up here, this 680 zone. ES, this is kind of like this flat top up here. ES is making continuously lower highs. So we'll see what happens here. But even if we go to a 5-minute, I mean, this is not a very pretty chart on the 5-minute. On either right now, it does look like a solid on NQ at least. It could be break and retest of previous day's high for continuation to the top side. But I don't know. I kind of want to like just let price action play out. I don't want to rush into anything. And yeah, I'm waiting here right now.
Yeah, I mean, let me just take back the screen as well, Andrew. Like for me, if I had to enter this trade, I don't have a good risk reward ratio to my next level that I am looking at, which is previous day's highs. Like, could we continue?
Did we have data? Did we just have data right now? We definitely had something.
No, there's no data coming out.
10 a.m. just massive push right there randomly.
No data coming out.
Okay, interesting.
Could be breaking news. Let's go to I use financial juice. Yeah, financial juice. Breaking news.
If this move fails, I would be interested in a short here, just so you guys know.
Sure. Yeah, no breaking news.
Ideally, a break and like an immediate flush back into previous day's high, I would be much more interested in the short.
Sure.
But if it breaks with continuation and strong momentum, then I will be definitely more long bias. Because again, guys, the volume here, specifically on ES, is much higher than normal. But the long bias today is without question. Like at the moment, the bias based on all the data is definitely pointing to the long side. But if you are going to short, it should be a scalp.
Correct.
But I just want to, if you're going to go long, I personally would go long NQ, not ES for now. Yeah, NVIDIA kind of pumping right now. Meta up, Tesla up, new high of day. Broadcom looking like potentially new high of day. I am looking for potentially a short here. Maybe at previous day's high with a 10-point stop. I'm waiting to see how price kind of plays out here, but obviously I'll let you guys know if I take that short.
Yeah, NQ looking to take its opening range higher.
Yeah, there it is. If we get one of these, I would be interested in longs on NQ.
Sure. Tesla's up 6%.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough to go short right now if everything starts ripping. This was not the type of consolidation that I wanted in this area for the shorts. Now, if we get a pretty violent move down, it would have to be pretty violent to a move to the downside. Then I would be interested in shorts, but my short thesis is slowly starting to kind of like fall apart here. So I didn't really get confirmation on the short side on ES or NQ. NQ, I said, is stronger. ES is definitely weaker. But yeah, if we start to get a violent move down, I will be interested in shorts on ES. And again, that would have to be a pretty quick and violent move for the just to make that clear. Yeah, now it's just about finding that entry.
Correct.
I mean, also, like, what are we targeting here? Give me something here. Give me something.
Yeah, why I'm just snap back right back into the range. Jeez, that's moving pretty aggressively.
Yeah, that break and read. So while you were gone, James, I was just saying that you don't want to get short here because the bias is bullish, and you don't want something like this, like one of those, or like break and retest the previous day's high just for it to like rip. I was just explaining that. So you got to be careful, especially when on a Monday like this, but maybe I'm interested in longs if price kind of like bases in this 24,700 area.
There you go, my orb took the long. That was that noise.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I do have a long on Robinhood. So individual stock name. I've got a long here. Opening range high break. You can see over here like that. And my stop's at the opening range low. So let's go like this. There you go. So I'm long Robinhood like that. Orb high break. I'm looking for some rise. So that's my trade on at the moment. One trade. Even though you guys might not trade individual stock names, I know there's a lot of different trading. I like trading individual stock names as well as my futures and whatever you have it, right? The concepts still apply.
Yeah.
You still flat, Andre?
Yeah.
I always like when I'm streaming and I'm taking a trade on YM and someone's like, dude, I don't trade YM. It doesn't matter. You can learn from it, you know?
Yeah, of course. It's really, I mean, I do think that every instrument has like a certain personality.
For sure.
But a chart is a chart for the most part. You just need to know kind of like how it moves. But if you can trade like a Bitcoin chart, you can pretty much trade any chart.
Yeah.
You just need to understand like the trade management is actually the difficult piece when you start to switch around to different assets.
Correct. Yeah, NVDA back now above the daily view app and New York session view app as well. So,
yeah, this long body, like NVIDIA with a V-shaped reversal right now, pretty much. So this short bias is really kind of falling apart here. Not short bias. I said from the morning that the bias should be long, but the scalp short idea is not really working out right now.
Yeah.
So if if NQ can do something like this, I would be interested in some longs, but I'm not going to go for a 90-point move. Actually, perfect. I will go for just before a new high of day. If it can get just back into the orb and kind of like base out in here somewhere, I would be pretty happy to go long on specifically on NQ, not on ES. So I think I'll put maybe an order here, but I need to kind of see how it gets there. I don't want it to just flush right through.
So my entry price just that on Robinhood is 111.22. So that's my entry price on Robinhood.
Depending on what happens here, I'm going to consider a long on NQ at the ballpark like 700 area.
Yeah, let's have a look here. Still don't have a clean read on the indexes. That's why I went over to an individual stock name.
Yeah.
ES not taking out previous day's highs. So that is something that why I'm still trading underneath at the moment.
I have a weird feeling that this is going to kind of just like snap through this and then consolidate a little bit lower than I want. But I was thinking about an entry at the 700 area, but I might wait for just a little bit more confirmation and then give myself a little bit of a wider stop into this kind of consolidation here.
Anyone have any trades right now? Anyone have any trades at the moment? I mean, NQ's up 1.6% overnight. It's hard to be betting against that right now.
Yeah.
NVIDIA is still NVIDIA's still trading underneath its daily view app at the moment. So even though it's bouncing, it's going to be interesting to see.
I might put an order at this 690 area where I have this, and then my stop would be into this consolidation, hoping that it will kind of hold here, expecting falling in line with that bullish sentiment, break of the orb high, kind of retesting this area, looking for continuation higher. I just want to wait for it to, there we go. I'm probably going to take this entry now. I'll let you guys know. I don't know. I just kind of want to read this the way that it's looking. I just took.
Asking, what are your thoughts on the orb algo too?
I just took the longs at 677, 75.
Okay.
Entry price 677, 75. Stop is at 46. It's roughly a 30-point stop. I'll just make it 45. I'll probably not target new high of day, maybe just a little bit above the orb high, and just see what happens here, because I have a 30-point stop, which is usually a little bit tighter than I normally do, but I didn't get that consolidation that I was looking for, or like the entry wasn't really the best. My entry price was good, but like the price action that led to the entry was not great. But I am happy with the entry price because I'm just floating break even right now. Yeah, so I'm up just about 30 points. Probably gonna.
You snapped that entry.
Yeah. That's what I wanted. I wanted a fast move down that gets that nice move, right? And it just stalls. There's no way for me to like really quantify that. And I might reverse, and this might be a losing trade, but I like to have those fast moves that stall to take that reversal or that entry. So now here I have an average of 677, and now I'm already up almost 40 points. I think that I'll probably close this at a retest of the orb high, 50 points, whatever. I don't, or maybe I'll just trail my stops. But again, from the last time, I don't like to take partials. So I'm probably just going to close it at, I don't know. I mean, it could come back to my entry now. And if it starts to consolidate at my entry, I would consider adding.
I would not be pissed off if I was you to take profits on this, and then end up
right now.
But yeah, back near half day. You're up. I mean, you snapped that entry back at opening range high. We don't know if this could continue.
Yeah, I have my target here at 41 right now. Actually, I'll make it 39. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to get filled at 38. And nice. I just closed it. I didn't wait for 38. But
great stuff, bro.
Yeah, that was from 677.75 to 733.25. So this.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's solid.
So 55 points right over here. Yeah. So that was not bad.
Yeah, you'll take that anytime.
Yeah. Now, right here, ES, if this fails again, as crazy as it sounds, the short would not be horrible. If this continues to fail ES, I will happily risk on a short here on ES.
I'm watching my Robinhood trade. I'm still looking pretty good. I'm up 20 cents on it at the moment in terms of tick value. Why I'm starting to take out the opening range high, bro. So you're looking pretty bullish on the 50-minute time frame as well. But I mean, if I had to get long on that at the moment, I'll need a pretty wide stop. So let's see.
So Goldmine, T-Dot, the trade here. I mean, the entry was arguably perfect. I mean, as close to perfect as you can get realistically on my NQ long. And honestly, I'm starting to get a little bit interested in this ES short, but it's counter trend. So it would definitely have to be a scalp, but I just want to kind of see how this plays out a little bit more. But I'll just walk you through my logic for a second. The data shows, edgeful shows, gap fill, very bullish. Green and red days by weekday, very bullish. We now have, in just about 14 minutes, we'll have the IB set. It's pretty obvious here that so far, the IB low is going to be formed first. That is another bullish bias or another bullish confirmation. And what did I saw here, and I plotted this little zone earlier, for price came up, broke, retested it, retested it, retested it, broke above, now retested it back. Now what was resistance is now support. I was waiting, and now this is where I use like my subjective entry criteria, was I wait for price to flush down, stall, and it could have just wiped me out, but that's where you take your entry, you have a cheap trade. Yeah, opening candle continuation, also bullish so far. Yeah, it's definitely going to be green today. And I was like, you know what? I have a pretty cheap trade in terms of risk to reward. My stop is going to be roughly 30 points. It's well into this consolidation zone that I was looking at earlier. I'll try it. Who cares if I lose? Because the logic is there, right? The long bias, NQ is stronger than ES, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Price comes down. I get the move that I want. I enter. I just trimmed right over here, which was, I mean, I still expect more continuation of the top side here on NQ. I did scalp, right? I took a 56-point winner. I'm personally really happy with that. I probably could be done for the day, but if something else sets up where now I start to see something like this on ES, this looks also pretty good to me in terms of like the short side. Even targeting previous day's high is roughly 10 points. 10 points on ES is awesome, right? This is counter trend though. Everything is pointing bullish. So when you go counter trend, you need to understand that you need to be much quicker with your entries, with your exits. You need to be a lot more precise. And that's kind of like the logic that I use here. So my target was a little bit arbitrary. It was just above the orb high, which is, I don't usually love to do, but yeah, this was the trade.
Nice. Yeah, it's solid, bro.
But here again, dude, like you could also get one of these, you know?
Yeah.
Breaking, consolidating above this orb high, retesting for a move back up. The problem here is where you put your stop, right? So if you enter here, like where's your stop going to be? 60 points? That's a lot. But you see here, ES, I mean, NQ is further away from the previous high of day, but ES is just failing this orb high. And I mean, yeah, there's really like not much here, but I mean, really great exit too on this. I definitely would be.
That's what I was saying to you. Like,
I would be concerned. Yeah. I would be concerned if I was still in this long. If anyone is long. Yeah, personally, I would be a little bit concerned on this if I was long still, but depending on how price reacts here, maybe another long, but yeah, I don't know. I need to kind of see this.
Stocks are still trying to hold up here above their VWAP. I'm just go down the list here. Just having a look at like SMCR.
I'll be right back while you go through this.
Yeah, Palantir is starting to rip higher now too. My hood trade still looking decent. Is still holding above the level that I want. So we'll see if we can get some rise on there. So stocks are still trying to hold up. NVIDIA is the only one on the Mag 7 that is actually trading red at the moment. So if NVIDIA holds up, we can definitely see longs on the indexes continue to pay off today. We can go back to NQ. NQ, I'm just worried about that level opening range high on NQ at the moment. Why am I really like from a 50-minute time frame perspective? You can see we still trading in like a range, which what you were doing on Friday, but still like I would like a clear break of this like 510 and then a retest and then higher ideally on YM personally. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at the moment. I do like it for the longs on a 50-minute time frame, 50-minute chart on YM. Same as NQ and ES are trading at the highs though, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Go back.
ES kind of looking like a little bit stronger right now. It's a little bit closer to that high day. I don't really know, honestly. This is
again, like I think I'm not upset. I've taken one trade on hood, which I'm still in at the moment, and it looks good.
Yeah.
I think I've done a good job not to try and. I mean, I had a great start to the morning with that DAX longs. I don't want to get myself in a bad position and give back gains that I've had a nice start.
Yeah. What would not be out of the question for me right now? Well, first of all, I should. If we get one of these, something like this, where it breaks previous day's high and fails, I would be a little bit interested in the scalp short. Whoa, what is this wick on NQ here? Do you have this on your chart here? A 62.1 minute candle here?
No.
You don't have this?
No.
Oh, it's not the, it was just the end of my zone. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, what just happened? Overall, I'm for sure leaning long bias. I'm not going short bias. If you guys are taking shorts, again, I said it before for anyone who just joined, it is counter trend. You need to be a lot quicker with your entry and with your exit when you're taking counter trend trades.
Counter trend, yeah, I agree. Dude, you always, this is just my theory, but like, whenever stocks are rising, you never hear about it on social media. But then as soon as they start tanking, it's like, oh shit, the next recession. My dad, after that massive scandal on Thursday, is like, is there a recession? What the hell is happening? I'm like, no, dude, it's just
yeah, it's the news on social media.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. What do you think about about a trade here? Short.
I'm in a position where I'm rather like, I don't know if it wants to pull back more before going higher, so I'd rather just be flat. That's my thoughts. My Robin Hood trade's also just playing around at the moment, so I'm definitely of the opinion I'd rather just be sitting flat. You can see why I'm also respecting those highs. That's not a good candle right now. That's printing right there. That's why I'm glad I'm not getting long anyway. I definitely would like a pullback before longs. Say that.
Yeah, dude, this ES short would have been pretty clean so far.
Yeah, for this step down.
Yeah, but if we can get back into this area and it holds, it could be a decent move for the longs.
Monday's also slower volume, right? I did mention this last week. Monday is slower volume. You probably typically get a grind higher. If you go to that edgeful report, it's the volume
I'll
and
pull it
range
up.
by weekday. Yeah, volume and range by weekday. There you go. Yep, look at that. So if you go to any stock or anything, and normally it shows that we okay. Yeah, there you go.
Just give me a second because I might. Okay.
There you go.
So
look how
yeah,
goes
big difference
yeah.
here. So this is ES. This is in the New York session. You're talking about a significant difference in volume and range as we go throughout the week. So
yeah,
average range is 0.7% on Mondays. Average volume is 820,000 contracts. You go to something like Friday, you're looking at almost a 50% increase in range from Monday to Friday, and also a significant increase in average volume. And that's average volume, by the way. That's not even like, that's like consistent over the last 6 months. So
agreed.
Yeah. What do you think about longs?
I'm looking at YM now. I don't know how it wants to react at this level, but NQ as well. I'm in my longs on my orb, so hopefully it works.
Yeah.
But
yeah, especially Monday long. I know that.
Yeah,
I know that's a great day. If we could get a little bit of a move lower into this range with a bounce, I would be pretty happy with this. But this is really not great price action at the moment.
Yeah, it's just like a gap up and then just a grind higher after the pump.
Yeah.
My hood's back in profit, so
that's good.
I'll put on my hood. I think they're a stock that could trade well higher, personally.
Oh, over the long term, for sure.
Mm.
Absolutely, I agree. Okay, what's going on here? If ES retests this orb high and fails, I will be interested in a scalp short, but Meta is just ripping, and Tesla's about to make a new high of day. Okay, ES, what are we doing here?
Yeah. As you said, that level's been tested a few times, so maybe now is when we actually break it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I worry about sometimes. Also, I don't really have a clear stop, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, so we have new high of day now on ES. So maybe the short here comes on NQ with a stop above high of day. Right? Something like this.
NVIDIA is still trading lower, bro. Interesting.
I know, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and here it comes back down again.
I don't know. I kind of want to wait a little bit because what helps me sometimes, look at that. You look at a line chart, like this looks like really bad, right? And you look at a line chart, it kind of helps me at least. I don't do this really often, honestly, but it helps me see how choppy the price action is. Or if you do something like this. And now, if I grab this, like, do you want to be trading this?
No.
Probably not, right? So, yeah. Like, is this another?
Yeah, the opening candle continuation just set. So we can go to my screener.
Yep, let's go. You can pull up your screen.
Yeah, most of my like that. Oops. Most of mine showing bullish bias. Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, for sure.
Just got it all. So I've gone to my left-hand side. I've got the opening candle continuation, the orb report, the RB, and the previous day's range. That's what I do.
Put on the number 3, the where it says custom. Put on the daily buy. No, if you click out of that,
yeah.
Scroll up.
Not customize. Yeah.
No. Just scroll all the way up.
Yeah.
It says where it's on the left. Not all, below that one more. It says tickers. Don't click anything yet.
Okay.
And then
tickers. Tickers. Yeah.
Wait, get out of that.
Custom. Yeah.
That one. Click daily bias.
Okay. Interesting. I've never seen this one.
So that has opening candle continuation, IB by rejection.
This is what this is what I was checking on Friday because it was changing all the time. So you want the daily bias on. Okay.
You want the daily bias one because all three of them have very all three of them have very strong daily bias.
Okay.
That's why
I'm with you. So
that's why we have the template.
Why is mine always changing? I'm like, dude, what the hell? And then so daily bias. Yeah, okay.
It's just a template. Yeah, dude, we just have it so it's easier. You
innovate so much that sometimes I lose track by day by day.
Yeah, I know. We try to have a lot of quick changes.
Okay, so yeah, now you can see. Okay, so most of mine bullish across the board, as you can see.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, look at NVDA now rejecting the previous days, the opening range low. At the moment, I am interested possibly in some longs on NVIDIA. It's at a better price than what I would be getting on YM or any of the individual indexes.
Your orb must be green too right now.
Yeah, and my Robinhood looks. I really like this price action. Look at this. So I took the first break of the opening range. I have my stop. This is why I go with wider stops. I don't want to stop. Yeah, I'll stop at opening range low. If it comes down there, then I know I'm cooked. I'm wrong. But this I've seen this pattern so often where it breaks opening range, pulls back, and then moves higher like that.
Yeah.
So I really like this price action at the moment. Yeah, and then there's this is my YM that I was looking at. I mean, I would have wanted to get long like over here, possibly like with a stop at the low, like this, something like that. But then the risk reward ratio to the highs is not too great. I guess you're getting 1-to-1, but yeah. So we're getting thanks for your insight and what you're doing for us. Yeah, 100%. We live every single Monday and Friday, and then I've got pre-market streams Wednesday through to Friday. So make sure to join for those too.
Yep. Dude, NQ, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm trying to like force a trade here just because.
Yeah. I think you've taken a good trade, bro. It probably was the trade. I mean, you got that. You literally wicked that. This is a 5-minute. You literally wicked it back to the highs.
Yeah.
For me right now, the EV, so expected value, I don't know how much further this can rise. Where the stop, also, where do you put the stop? Like down here, you have to put the stop at 580, kind of, and that's like 150 points, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a good, it's a good, you'd rather be buying it like somewhere over here, like where you did.
Yeah. I think it was good to get out where I got out because price retested the entry anyway.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. But
my Robinhood looks, I really like my Robinhood, I must say. Let's see. The indexes, sometimes the indexes can be pretty flat, whereas individual stock names just want to continue.
Yeah. If we go back to I'm just looking at my grid here. Meta, well into high of day, Apple consolidating, Broadcom near high of day, Google near high of day, Tesla high of day. NVIDIA is the only real lagger of the big ones.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like it's kind of losing steam up here, though.
That's what I'm seeing as well. I agree.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of losing steam up here. ES and NQ at least, or specifically NQ. ES just made a new high of day, but still.
When you're having kids,
I would love to. Oh, dude, I don't know. I got a lot to do before.
I'm gonna go for my second one.
Good. That's amazing, dude. I tell everyone I'm not a dad, but I think everyone should have more kids probably.
Yeah.
You should. I think it's great.
Yeah,
I can like barely focus on anything else other than work right now. So
it gets
soon, but
easy. If you think you have no time now, you'll have much less then.
yeah, soon. But I don't know. I think it'd be good for you to have a second. I think everyone should have like as many kids as they can.
Why I'm now picking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to talk about other things while we wait for this boring price action.
I know this price action's like hard to believe. Now ES starting to get some momentum. It looks like Meta pushing, Broadcom high of day, Tesla high of day.
NVDA coming up off the lows.
I mean, what I was saying earlier was exactly. I mean, you guys can rewind if you need to, but I was saying something like this, right? Something like this. And I mean, I don't really have a target in mind, but this is really close in line with, we have break of previous day's high, that's bullish, opening candles bullish. We have the IB now. We just broke IB high on NQ, IB buy rejection played out, right? So getting long in this area here, targeting a break of the IB high. Same thing here, IB formed, nice pullback, break of the IB high. So now we're like really pushing everything to be bullish. The same thing, pre-market I was saying, very unlikely that the gap will fill today. You do not want to expect these gaps to fill because gaps up on Monday, right here on ES, 60% of them not filled. You go to NQ, 75% of them not filled. So obviously the bullish bias today was like very in line. So that's just something to keep in mind on your bias for the day.
Yeah.
Now, if ES starts to do something like this, the problem is the stop is actually not horrible, but if ES can do something like this, I mean, I would like to see a little bit of a deeper pullback, maybe into the orb for it to continue higher, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pull back into the orb and then looking for the longs. I do like that.
Yeah, I would like that on.
You just want to see the video start to pick up a little bit. Yeah, that's the only thing I would like to see.
Yeah, this is pretty tough to trade. I think really I don't know. You guys don't have to force anything right now. That's really important. I'm not going to try to force anything, but we are getting this bullish move now. So my trade from earlier was roughly 56 points. But we don't really need to push. I don't really need to take that many more trades, honestly, but.
Here we go. Here comes the video, bro.
Yeah, finally.
And the video back to green on the day now.
So guys, just really good example here. NVIDIA green on the day, but still lower than where it opened. That's because it's sitting above the previous that Friday closing price.
Yep.
Oh, dude, there's like nothing to do right now.
No, it's pretty slow, bro. My hood's looking good. There you go. Had a nice close on my. There you go. A new half down hood.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, there we go. I'll
Pull
take
that
that.
up.
Yeah, new half down hood. So
how is it the trade hood?
Yeah, so I'm in at 111.22.
Is it nice to trade? Does it move nicely?
Yeah, it does. Robinhood does. Yeah, it does move pretty nicely. I've always enjoyed trading it, at least.
Oh, dude.
I'm thinking of taking a long on NVDA back towards opening range highs, so something like this. Something like this. So stop it kind of like at the low and then targeting back towards the highs.
Is that like a 1-to-1?
Yeah, 1-to-1. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, this one that I took was 1.7. I usually don't go, honestly, for stuff that's like really anything ever above 3.
I'll give the viewers what they want. I'll take it.
If you lose on it, you got to blame them.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, YM starting to pick up a little bit now too, breaking the opening range high, so that looks pretty decent. Just no real pullback for me to kind of get long at the moment.
Yeah,
What are you seeing there?
Nothing, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I would have liked to pull back to the orb high for continuation, but if we get one of these, I wouldn't hate that either. I mean, would the stop be below the, just inside the orb? It's a pretty decent sized stop, but I would still be green on the day if I take this.
Yeah.
With this, because I'm risking 40 points here. I made 55 or something. So if I use the same position size.
Yeah, and that prop firm that I took that account on, so that's linked to my personal account and every other accounts I've got in the back end, but that prop firm does offer stocks and Forex. I haven't taken a Forex trade in ages, dude. Remember when I first joined, I was only trading FX.
I tweeted something actually recently. Outside of geography issues, why would anyone trade Forex over futures?
No, it's slow, bro. Oh, I wish I just traded indexes and stocks. Yeah.
But the spreads, the broker issues, like there's a million reasons why, like, I don't know. But I understand if you live in a place that doesn't offer futures or whatever, that's a different story. But
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, YM starting to pick up some nice momentum. I did mention that earlier, but yeah. Thank you. Just chop it. But this is normally what you get on a Monday, bro. Just a slow down high.
It's normal.
Especially with a gap up.
Yeah. You can't really expect much today.
Yeah. So my entry price on NVIDIA is 179.14, and my entry price on Robinhood is 111.22. Yeah, new half day now on Robinhood.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. That looks really nice.
Your orb must be up huge right now.
Yeah, it is. I don't watch it.
Yeah, it must be up huge right now.
I just prefer we don't trade the same strategy. Yeah, that makes sense. I think Forex are great to swing trade, personally. You can swing trade quite nicely on FX. The only thing is that sometimes the swap fees and that do get you if you swing trade. But yeah, I could see. I mean, I traded FX for 5 years, so I can't say anything.
Yeah.
I made money doing it. Just when it does become very quiet, it becomes very quiet, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know what to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles on NQ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green 5-minute candles. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Nothing. On 15-minute, every single candle so far is green. Go to ES, every single candle so far is green. 30-minute, they're all green. I mean, obviously. 30-minute, they're all green again. Like, give me something here. If I didn't have that sniper entry, like, dude, I don't.
Yeah, you'd be sitting in a lot of top.
Yeah.
I think we continue grinding higher. That's just my own personal.
Same. Everything is pointing higher. If we go to the screener here,
your stop loss is going to have to be quite wide. That's it.
If we go to the screener, we go to all. Daily bias, almost 70% bullish, right?
Yeah.
So, like.
Exactly.
You have these things playing out. Like, you can't really fight this too. Like, if you're. My short bias from before is done. Now, completely zero. I am not interested in shorts right now. My short bias from before is completely gone. I would love to see a retest of these highs, these like relative highs here. Something like this. Even. I would love to see a pullback into this area, which is a pretty big area. It's almost 7 points on the ES to get long. But if we keep getting these consecutive 5-minute candles, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm green, so like I don't have to do anything. But you also don't have to trade every day either, which is
well, you've had a good winning trade. There's no need for you to try and push.
Yeah. Right over here. And by the way, guys, if anyone just joined, this was the winning trade that I took before. The idea was like this, right? Let's just zoom in for a second, right? There was an area, price comes up, flushes, retest, fail, retest, fail, retest, fail, retest, breaks through. Now I'm looking for this area to hold over here. So now I was saying I'm interested in longs off of this area. I said I would like to see a spike down, faster move down into this area. Luckily, I got a great entry. And I'm not going to say that that's like, it's not something you're always going to be able to reproduce, but I got a good entry. I didn't like it. I initially was going to have my entry at that 700 level, but price is just kind of flushing a little bit too hard around here. Or it just felt, like James, we had said once, felt pretty heavy up here. Again, there's no way for me to quantify that, which is unfortunate, but felt a little bit heavy. I was like, I think it's going to go a little bit further down. I'll put my entry a little bit further down. Got a really nice entry around these highs. So that was the logic that I used, around 1, 2, 3 highs over here. Put my entry right over here, entered, went practically straight into, actually it wasn't really straight into favor, but went within a couple of minutes straight to my target, which was obviously great. Took profits here for a 56-point winner. Now I'm waiting, right? I mean, when price kind of retested this, I was a little bit more short biased, but would have been a great long entry. Would be at 130 points right now. Not that I would ever hold for that, but yeah, chilling now, chilling. Dude, did you watch F1 this weekend?
No, I actually haven't caught up. What happened?
Dude, Verstappen, do you know about like Norris is winning, leading the championship?
Yes.
Verstappen needs like a miracle to.
Yeah, he needs a miracle
to win, right? Yep. Verstappen wins the Vegas GP,
Yes.
Norris on
Norris and
P2.
Piastri.
Norris and Piastri disqualified because they're like the bottom of the floor was like too worn down. So Verstappen jumps 25 points on Norris. He's 24 points behind with 2 races and a sprint race left.
I see that. Yeah, Norris is on 390, Piastri 366, and Verstappen also 366. That is crazy.
Dude, I think Norris is gonna. I don't know how he's gonna handle the pressure.
Dude, yeah, well, he'll have
hunting.
How many races are left? There's just 2 races left. Yeah, Qatar and Abu Dhabi.
Yep, but there's a sprint.
And there's a sprint. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, he's as you said, 24 points behind.
Dude, if Verstappen wins this season, Kareem, I 100% agree. Verstappen takes us. It'll be the biggest comeback in F1 history ever. He actually has the second biggest comeback in history ever a couple years ago. But in my opinion, if he wins this season, in my eyes, I don't care about the wins. I don't care about the titles. He is the undisputed GOAT.
No.
In my opinion, because you look at Hamilton, the guy had no competition. Even his teammate was horrible. He was the so car. Good. Dude, the car was miles ahead. He's great, but the car was miles and miles ahead of everyone else. His championship with McLaren, I think, was more impressive than any of his championships with Mercedes. Schumacher, super, super impressive that he took that garbage team at the time, which was Ferrari, and brought it to be a winning car. But again, he almost always had the best car. There's no doubt that the McLarens are without question the best car. And in the first half of the season, Verstappen was like not even considered even possible to win the championship.
Yeah, it would be a great comeback for sure.
It would be the great, in my opinion, he would be the GOAT above Senna, above Schumacher, above Hamilton.
You sound like the Philadelphia fans when I tuned them that they lost to the Cowboys last night. They're like, but we're still ahead of you. I'm like, dude, we're talking about now. No, but that would be pretty impressive for sure.
Because I think I have a framed picture, and by the way, I just as price is kind of curling over here, if it starts to consolidate in the 755 area on NQ or ES, I would be interested in longs, just so you guys know. But which I need to.
Dude, my Robin Hood's just pumping.
I am a fan of Senna, right? I need to put this on my wall, right? You see that? I'm obviously a huge fan of Ayrton Senna. I am also.
I've got an interesting stat for you once you leave.
I'm also a big Verstappen fan, but. What's your stat?
I'll wait for you to finish there talking nonsense.
Talking nonsense. Wow, that's wild. Okay, what's your
talking nonsense about Verstappen being the greatest of all time? My goodness.
Oh, dude, 100%. What's your stat?
No, I like both. I do like Verstappen. Greatest of all time. I'd like to see him beat Hamilton first in the titles.
Dude, listen, as a Verstappen fan, I don't think that Abu Dhabi race.
Thank you. I'm glad that you can admit that.
Listen, they called the rules wrong.
Yeah.
They should have unlapped all the cars the moment the safety car came out. All the cars should have been unlapped from the beginning. They should not have waited to unlap all the cars with 1 lap left so we can get 1 lap of racing. However,
at least you can admit.
I'm more than happy to admit that call, in my opinion, was wrong. But Hamilton lost in Baku when Verstappen DNF'd, and he went off on the safety car restart. He went right into that exit road, and everyone else went. That was his opportunity to win, and he blew it. And I'll say that he blew it when Verstappen's tire exploded, and he DNF'd.
And he went off. Yes,
he went off straight, and he didn't make the turn. Yeah. That was his opportunity to win, in my opinion, and he was off. And he was
sure.
That was my thoughts.
You can admit that call was bogus. But
yes,
No, there's one South African that's won the World Drivers' Championship title, and he actually went to the school, Jody Scheckter, back in.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and he actually went to the school that I went to.
That's crazy.
It is.
Scheckter won in the 80s or the.
He won in 1979.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but he actually comes back to the school to give like talks and stuff like that.
Really? Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Google is reversing here. Probably is the one that's dragging everything down. I would be, again, if we can get another recreation of what happened here up here, I would be pretty happy to take longs. If we get a nice little, a fast move down, even to here, I would be happy. But I'm not going to enter long yet because I could definitely see more room down before we bounce.
Yeah. So my NVIDIA is still holding up. I mean, I'm not going to do much with it right now. It's moving pretty slowly. And then my hood is actually pumping really nicely for me. Hood's up 5% today. So
yeah. Also, I just want everyone to know that James likes George Russell. and nobody likes George Russell.
I love Mercedes, boss. The best or nothing. The best or nothing.
Dude, they have. I mean, they've been great.
You gotta admit that's a sick slogan for a company. The best or nothing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. No, they're great. I love their cars. I love their road cars. I love the team. I love like the ethos of that team. I love like the ethos of precision and everything else. I love Toto. The guy's an absolute legend. You know, he bought that team. He bought 30% of that team for $50 million, and he's selling it like a portion of his. The company's worth like $2 billion now.
I know, it's crazy, dude. It's
insane.
Crazy. Yeah, so you buy something for $5. You buy something for $5 and you sell it for 500x.
Yeah, literally.
Jeez.
I really would like. I'm just going to go to a little bit of a higher time frame here. I would really like for this to pull back a little bit harder to kind of come into this zone here.
Sure.
Are you interested in longs anymore, or you think like it's too slow?
It's slow right now. I mean, I'm in my stock longs, so I obviously would like the indexes to continue higher, which obviously would pull my stocks higher too. But I do like on ES, if we came back to opening range high, which would be price would be 687 on ES. I just don't. It's one of those days where if you don't get long from the open, I think it's quite tough to find entries. You did well to find an entry and scalp it, but I think it's one of those days if you're not long from the open, at least for now, it's tough to find entries.
Yeah. That is a little tough right now. Also, just something I don't know who's an F1 fan, who's not, but I'm sorry who's not, but. People talk about Senna a lot, and I just showed just a few minutes ago that I have literally a frame of this guy that I need to put on my wall. But people forget the fact that he crashed into his teammate to win that title in Japan. Like, it was so obvious that he crashed into Prost to win a title. Like, that's worse in my opinion. I think that is worse than what happened in 2021 with Verstappen, because Verstappen didn't make any decisions.
Yeah.
He was just like, I'm going to do the best I can.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I think the 21 title has more credibility for Verstappen than, was it, I don't know what it was, 93 or whatever?
Yeah, something like that.
90s.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back. 1 sec.
Yeah. Okay, so I've still got my NVIDIA trades and my Robinhood trades that are holding up here. My NVIDIA is just moving pretty slow at the moment, but my Robinhood's doing quite nicely. So we had a new high of day. So I'm going to continue holding this. We got a couple more minutes till the stream ends here. Again, I am live on socials here for Wednesday through to Friday for pre-market prep at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And then we live here Monday and Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. André and I looking to take trades. For me today, I couldn't find any nice entries on the indexes, but I took some trades on individual stock names. You can still see I'm still using the opening range high and the opening range low right, to take my trades and VWAP. So overnight VWAP is that black line. So still using the same thesis and bias to kind of to take those trades. Yeah, slow trading today. Yeah, what will it take to get you guys to trade live Monday through to Friday? Santa, yeah, Santa. We got a question. Yeah, what will it take? What will it take for us to trade live Monday through to Friday, Santa?
Yeah, pretty much. I would like to do it honestly. It just like takes the first 2 hours of your day where you can't.
It does. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, bro.
Do anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. Streaming does take a lot of time, that's for sure. I'm going to trim some here. I'm up over 1 hour on Robinhood, so I'm going to trim some here. I'll trim 70% down.
I didn't really get the pullback that I wanted here on NQ, honestly, unfortunately. But
yeah. So I'm going to trim some here on Robinhood. Nice little trade on that. So I'll take that there, and we'll see what else presents. But I think, yeah, we're obviously going to call it in a few here.
Yeah, I wouldn't have taken this. One sec.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys watching. What do you trade mainly? What's that? Chamois State. Chamois State. Yeah, always funny names online, bro.
I know. Sometimes
I've seen some. It's like Big Daddy 969. I'm like,
yeah. So personally, there's no way that I would have taken this long here, just because it just didn't go deep enough into this area that I wanted. Really, in my opinion, the support to go off of was this area here, which is why I have this plotted out here. But yeah, like, I mean, it's working now, which is fine, but I would not have taken this trade arguably, like, under any circumstance, just because the way that, just to like, the final thing that we'll talk about here before we wrap this up is position size. This is the final thing that I'll say here. I do ES, NQY. I'm all about edgeful.
Yeah.
Brand new to all this. Just trying to learn from the best. Thank you, Seamus. You're awesome. But so just for a second, so I can kind of walk through the logic of this trade idea here, is going to be related first and most importantly to the edgeful screener. So for anyone who uses edgeful, right over here, there's a screener button on the left side. This is the way that I set mine up, is I have all, and you can just watch this video up here, and this will show you exactly how I set mine up. But we have 16 tickers. I use the daily bias template that will load everything here. But over here, we see 70% of all the major market movers across these 4 reports have bullish bias. Only 16% of them have a bearish bias, and the other 16% have a neutral bias. So my bias today for the overall move is going to be long. I took a trade here, long. Now, what I wanted to do was look for continuation on the long side, but this move over here, in my opinion, was a little bit extended. So 120 points. I would have liked to see just a little bit more of a pullback into this like true level of support before it started to rally like this. Honestly, I did not think that it was going to bounce this hard off of this area right here, but I have a pretty specific thought, James. I'm curious what you think about this. I wouldn't really want to take this trade with lighter size just to be like, let me get some exposure, right? Like, I wouldn't want to take it with like a couple micros or whatever else, because in my opinion, it's kind of, again, building bad habits of, yeah, I'm going to trade this, I'm going to trade that, I'm going to trade this. And then that slowly starts to build, right? You start with 1 micro and you get used to that. Then you go to 2 micros and you go to, let's just call it 5 micros. Yep. And when you're at 5 micros, looking at a trade with 1 micro is like, oh my God, this is so boring, I should size up. And what happens, at least for me, is that like I move the goalposts very quickly.
Yeah.
And I could have taken this trade as it came back into this blue zone that I have to capitalize on this bias, right? But if I had taken it with smaller position size, where it wasn't even close, I mean, it was almost 30 points off of where I actually wanted to enter. In my opinion, that's building a bad habit. So I would rather enter with my regular or slightly different from regular position size in the area that I actually want. Because if it had actually hit my stop, now it worked, but if it had hit my stop, I would have been pretty upset. So that's the way that I think about it, where I'm not going to just take a trade, even if I use lighter size, just to take a trade.
I agree with that, because also sometimes like you're in a trade and you're like, I'm only going in with one marker just to test it out. And then all of a sudden you're like, it's moving against me and you add more in. Trust me, I've experienced all of that shit, bro.
Yeah, everyone has. Yeah, it's not great.
No.
So
Wyan, just to speak on, I did like this move on YM over here, and this is something that I do at the end of every single day on trades that I missed or whatever it is. I always put up, so I got on my daily report card, I got my focus for the day, my daily game plan. You know, we are trading, look what I even said here, we are trading high overnight on the US indexes, but still feel longs can be tougher unless you start to rally hard above previous day's highs. For now, we do have Thanksgiving week, so be careful with lower volatility, which we actually got today. We didn't have really any sharp moves, right? So, and then I have my notes during the session, the trades I took, which I took those DAX in the morning as you see me, and then also Hood and NVDA, which you saw me trade live here. And then my markups from the day. So this is what I put in at the end of every single day, like potential moves that I might have missed, right? And game plan from there and how can maybe get in them next time. And then my end of day review. But I'll have them in there. I definitely think this was a missed trade for me. There's my NQ hitting. So if we move that, there's my NQ hitting my orb. So taking profits.
Dude, that must have been
that's a good hour
points.
In a bit. Yeah, 100
that's 100 points.
Yeah.
It's got to be 100 points.
Yeah,
there it is.
Definitely. I'll have to have a look at it, but definitely a nice trade on that. So just game planning. I definitely felt I missed these YM. I like this. It's similar to Friday where we shove down at the open, we get back we reclaim VWAP. I could easily have a trade like this with a stop at the low there, like something like that, and then I would be catching this nice move, which is a bit upsetting, but we got to learn from it. So yeah.
So. It's good. I mean, I think we're good. I'm not going to take any more trades. I was one and done today. I'm done. I'm not going to do this. If price had gotten here, I would have taken this, but I'm not doing this now. I'm not interested in another pullback for continuation higher. You're talking about here a 330 point move. Yeah, and this is where, just for anyone that maybe missed that trade or didn't take that trade, I mean, I don't think anyone, by the way, should be copying our trades exactly. You want to use like our rationale and apply that to your rationale and whatever else. So don't, like, you never want to copy our trades exactly. But yeah, I mean, I got a really, really clean entry, which, let's just say in my mind, made up for that garbage entry that I got on Friday. But yeah, this was the only trade. Here, I'll remove that. This was the only trade that I took today, right over here. Entered at this 77, I think, 30-point stop, targeting roughly a 50-point move. And honestly, I have no issues with not holding the rest of this move at all, because I would not have liked sitting in this consolidation. And I think that I'm very happy. Like I tell you guys all the time, my ideal targets are between 40 and 60 points. I personally don't go for gigantic moves. I don't like to do that. I would rather use bigger size and have a smaller target. It's, in my opinion, easier to have obviously a much tighter a much tighter target and use more size rather than trying to capture these really clean moves, like honestly, like we have almost today. But yeah, this was the only trade that I took. I mean, you guys can watch back the logic here as I took it, as I entered, but yeah. I'm done for the day for sure.
Yeah, my NVIDIA picking up quite nicely now. I'm going to take profits at these highs. So that's looking good. Look at this candle in NVIDIA printing.
Yeah, nice.
So I've taken 2 trades on stream, one on Hood, one on NVIDIA. I would like 180.80 on NVIDIA, but let's see.
Yeah, and thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow the accounts that if you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, follow to whatever account you're watching on. We have almost 700 people watching total right now, which is honestly awesome. Like, that's great. It's like we've done this probably 4 times now. So in the next few months, I'm assuming it'll be like a couple thousand, maybe like over 1,000 for sure. But as we talk about it more, tell your friends. That would be great. That would be really helpful to us. And maybe we'll start to do like giveaways, or we'll start to do like something where we can like engage with you guys more, like obviously more than just the comments. But yeah, I mean, like this is just the beginning of the streams that we're doing. So I'm really enjoying them. I would like to do more of them, honestly. So Seamus, hopefully he will do that. But yeah, maybe Santa will come. But yeah. So
I'm gonna trim some here. It's been a slow day. We had pre-market highs on the video, so I'm gonna trim some here as well. So I don't want to give back, and I'll try and take the rest of it half day. So
yeah.
At that opening range high. So that's my trade right now. There we go. We're getting that at the moment anyway. So yeah, those are my wait for it to get 80. Okay, there. Okay, I'm full out of my trade.
Nice.
Over there. So yeah, I had Hood and NVDA. You had NQ, which is nice.
Yeah.
I couldn't find an entry on the indexes, unfortunately, today, but there we go. We got some winning trades, and still using the same kind of thesis. I trade the stocks the same way I do trade the indexes. So
yeah,
hope that you guys enjoyed today's stream. André, we'll see you Friday.
Yep. Friday.
Yep. Perfect, guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Cheers.